Hi, I'm Bernie Scotch, and it's my pleasure to be with you this evening. I had hoped to be with you in person, but we'd made a commitment to another event before this one was scheduled, and our commitments and our promises are what this campaign is all about. I'm often asked why it is that I'm running for office, and I have 11 reasons, and they are Debbie and my 11 grandchildren. I'm worried about their future. I'm worried that their future may not be as bright as the past that we have enjoyed in the United States of America over the last centuries. I'm worried about the serious problems we face, but I'm especially worried about the electoral process. There have been some very interesting developments in this campaign, in this race, in the last week or so. We've seen a multi-term incumbent leave this race and go seek an office somewhere else. And then we've seen the vacuum that his departure has created filled by other politicians moving into this race. What we are seeing is classic political career progression at work. We see politicians move into one office and then look for an opportunity to move into a higher office and then even a higher office. And they'll start off as a city council representative or as a member of a school board, and then they'll move to a state house seat or a state senate seat, and then they'll move on to a constitutional office, a seat in the U.S. House of Representatives, and then a seat perhaps in the United States Senate. And at each step along the way, they become more and more part of this career political progression that we see in our political processes today. And I'm worried about that. Now, I'm not a politician. I was blessed enough to have a successful career in the United States Air Force for 29 years, and I'm not looking for another career. And I think we should elect people who aren't looking for political careers. Now, we're confronted with a lot of challenges in the United States of America today, and clearly supporting people who are looking for jobs is important, and clearly building our economy back is important. But I would offer that the most acute problem we're facing is the federal budget crisis that we have in front of us now. The budget that President Obama has presented will add trillions to the national debt over the next decade. If you look at our national debt as it exists today, it's at $12.4 trillion. That's $40,000 for every man, woman, and child in America. Right now, we're spending about $600 billion a year just servicing that national debt. And that's not even paying that debt down. Now, I can speak for the Scotch family, and I can tell you that we have to manage our family finances to a budget. Debbie and I own a small business in Springdale. We manage that with a budget. And I suspect every one of you in this room tonight do the same thing in your family and do the same thing with your business. We manage to a budget. So how is it that our elected officials seem unable to do this? And I will tell you that it's because they're more worried about making politically expedient decisions than they are about doing the right thing. We owe China alone about $800 billion. We have foreign interests that can easily control the United States economy now, and we can't allow this to continue. Let me talk about another serious problem that confronts us, and that's this horrible problem of illegal immigration. Right now we have approximately 12 to 22 million illegal immigrants in the United States of America today. We have spent since 1996 $400 billion on social services for illegal immigrants. And since 2001, we have wired by means of Western Union and other wire transfer systems $300 billion to Latin America. We are spending a lot of money and a lot of our treasure on this business of illegal immigration. Now, we're a sovereign nation. We spend billions defending our nation, but we seem unwilling or unable to secure our southern border. And I would offer to you that this problem has solutions as well. But the reasons we aren't solving this problem is the same reason that we aren't solving the other problems, and it's because we have career politicians making these decisions. Now, it's clear to me that if we want to tackle these serious challenges we face as a nation, the most important thing we need to do is to return to the Constitution of the United States. We need to look at the federal government from top to bottom and look very carefully to eliminate programs that don't belong in the federal government. Anyone who's at all familiar with the Constitution knows that the 10th Amendment says that anything that's not spelled out in the Constitution itself as belonging to the federal government belongs to the states or to the people themselves. And I will propose legislation that will require a department by department and program by program review of every program in the federal government to establish which of those programs is truly constitutional and which ones need to be eliminated because they're unconstitutional. Now, I'm worried about spending in many ways. And one of the specific ways that I intend to try and tackle this problem is to eliminate this pernicious behavior called earmarks. You probably know it as pork. In the year 2009 alone, there were over 10,000 earmarks attached to legislation in the United States Congress. This was a means for politicians to bring money back to their districts. But it's hidden from public view. It's attached to legislation that has nothing to do with the funding request. And I will propose a rules change to the House of Representatives rules to eliminate any opportunity for earmarks. Now, there are other things that we need to do as a nation. We need term limits, and we need them now. I will self-term limit. I don't want to be in office more than 4 or 6 years. And then it's someone else's turn. And then it's someone else's turn. We need to return to elected government. We need to return to truly representative government. Now, there are many other things that I hope we can discuss with you, and I would welcome contact with any one of you. I thank you for being here tonight. I thank you for your support, and God bless the United States of America.